Martin. I'm a solutions consultant with Beyond 20. Today we're going to talk about a common issue that you may run into anytime you're trying to restore a CZAR that you've created. And this issue occurs when you've got logical fields that are new to the CZAR and they do not have allow null set to true. What will happen, and we'll go ahead and get over here, I'll go ahead and run through an import. So I've got this CZAR saved out for Null Logicals demo. And let me close my admin client. So we'll go through System Restore, and we're going to import the file, and in this case my Null Logical CZAR that has the existing issue in it, and we'll restore that to our Beyond 20 videos database. Wait for the import process to occur. Log in here. We're going to say yes to overwrite the current system, and I'll come back once the import is complete. And now that we're back and the import is attempted to complete, you can see that there was an error loading data into OLA table. That's the table that I elected to add a logical field for this demo. Cannot insert the value null into column demo, which is the field I created, into the table agreement. Column does not allow nulls. Insert fails. The statement has been terminated. Now you may get this error and the values for OLA table will be different. Into column demo, that'll be different depending on where your logical field is or what it's called. But ultimately, you're going to get this error loading data. And it's going to say something about the column does not allow nulls, insert fails. It's a very simple solution. It can be problematic if you do not prepare for this ahead of time. But if you're taking a CZAR from one system to post it up to another, you can easily remedy this. If you're in a situation where you're taking a backup and it's a week or two later and then you need to restore that backup from a week ago, you may run into issues simply because you've got data and records in your system that you're trying not to restore. So being aware of the issue ahead of time and resolving it is going to be critical to your success. So let's go ahead and log into our CSM Administrator. And now that we're in our CSM Administrator, we'll go ahead and create a new blueprint. And remember, in my case, the error was on OLA, and it was because of the field demo. I'm going to go ahead and sort. Here's my logical field demo. And if we look at this, we'll edit the demo field. And here in our advanced section, allow nulls is not checked. That is the whole cause of this issue. Now the problem is anytime you create a logical field, whether you're on the form, whether it's in the business object, if you create a new logical field, it automatically does not check this box. So you need to get into the habit, or at least consider getting into the habit of allowing nulls so that you can get around this issue. Again, if you don't, you're going to have the problem, because if you've just created the logical field, your business object, your records do not have any data in that field unless you give that field a default value. If you turned around and had a default value, then you would not encounter the issue. And we can demonstrate that. We'll go ahead and come to Properties. We're going to say the default value is unchecked. We'll save that. We'll publish it. Now we're going to take a CZAR. Alright, now we're going to restore the one where we've set that with a default value. We'll go to our Beyond 20 videos and we're going to restore this default values. And notice now our import actually completed. So if you're doing that backup of a system that's a couple months old or a couple weeks old and you didn't have the null values checked, then you might be able to go in and set that default value to be unchecked, and then possibly run a one step against all the records that have that field and set that field to false or unchecked, and then be able to import your CZAR. You'll have to look at that and just consider where you're at, what you're trying to accomplish with your restore. But ultimately, if you're adding new logical fields, always either set them to allow nulls or set a default value on them before they're ever introduced into the system. That way you won't run into a problem with the CZAR. But if you haven't done that and you're trying to restore a CZAR that has one of these fields in it, your options are to either go in and set that and take the CZAR again, set the null values, or potentially try to run a one step against all the records that may have that field in them and set them to false or true depending on how you're using the field. I hope you found this informative. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We produce these videos on a regular basis, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.